Welcome back. My name is Jessica,
My name is Maldouche.
and today's topic is resort policies for your wedding destination. So let's dive
Yeah.
in.
So that is really about everything that we've learned dealing with the resort that we're dealing with right now and the one that we dealt with before this one. And so just to help you, like the things that we wish we'd known back then, had we known that, then maybe it would have been easier for us to navigate and to try to find the resort that we wanted. Uh, so yeah, let's dive in.
So the first thing for us that we learned is with the contract. So at the beginning, we had like an idea of one hotel that we really loved, really liked in terms of package, guests. It was perfect for what we thought we wanted. And then when we received the contract, so we did all their procedure. And when we received the contract, we saw that they had like the requirement of a certain amount of
Rooms.
rooms
Hmm.
to be um,
we had we had to uphold a certain amount of room, um,
in
to be in order to be allowed or to have the package that we wanted. If not, then it would have been uh, voided. The contract would have been voided, and we would have at that point to just go to pay for each thing individually. So, and that we realized that the date that we were about to sign that
yeah.
contract, which is, because the thing is, you can say that, okay, 70 guests are going to come, but the reality is you don't know how many are really actually coming. So until they made their deposit, and the way the contract was constructed, um, there was no room for the possibility of people not coming. It was either you want that and we sign it and they all have to come, and if not, if we don't have the amount of room, which is makes no sense because nobody's going to be in their room by themselves. So yeah, if we have 70 guests, then most likely we would have 30, 35 rooms, maybe if
Yeah.
some are want to be alone. But the contract was constructed in a way that you needed uh, room for each guest,
Yes.
and that makes no sense. So once we
Because
realized that,
because the package, just to give you like numbers, the package was for 80 guests, and in the contract, the requirement was that they had to book. Well, we had to have booked 75 rooms, which makes no sense, like you said,
mhm,
because mostly of the people coming are couples, so they're gonna be two in one room. So it's like if you have 80, well, it would be like
impossible.
40,
It's
40
impossible.
rooms. So it wasn't possible. So when we saw that, we were like, okay, there's no way that we're gonna have 75 rooms booked. So, and like you said, we never know like how many people are gonna come. Yes, you're inviting a certain amount of people, but the reality is that they can be surprises. People that said that we're coming but not coming anymore and everything. So it was really like we didn't want to deal with that stress, and we knew it was just not possible. So we had to start over, start all over again,
Hmm.
to find a new
Resort.
resort.
But by that time, we knew at that moment, okay, like depending on which resort, they all have different ways of dealing with it. So
Exactly.
we were aware of, oh, okay, let's be aware of that once now that we're searching for something else, and we found another one, and that one also has their own
Policies.
policies that are different that we have to kind of like deal with. They're, but yeah,
Yeah, I think the bottom line is that we learned that each resort has
yeah,
their rules and policies. So
they
it's
have,
they have
yeah,
yeah they have their own policies, and it really depends on like for example for the first resort that we found, it was perfect. They had like the
everything that we
package,
wanted,
everything. It
but
was really they had a lot of inclusions and everything. So it was really what we were looking for. But then they had the policy of the rooms, and it was just
yeah,
it was
and it was a bit more expensive. That's so that the
exactly.
one that we found is less expensive. So
It was a little bit more expensive, but they gave us a lot of things
yeah.
with the wedding package. So that's why,
Hmm.
but when we saw that, we had to search for a new one, and the new one.
What's it? Oh, go
nego-
ahead. Okay. I was about to say, so that's why we would I would say like once you have you're looking for your resort,
Mhm.
if you can try to ask right away for the policy, trying to get their contract or what they allow or what they don't allow, so that way you don't have to waste time, right? Like if you say okay, that's the one I want, and then
Yeah.
2 weeks later, once they send because of whatever back and forth, 2 weeks later you receive the contract and you see that okay, well, the contract is not possible for you to oblige by, and then you're you it's a waste of time. So, but if you're able to ask for it in advance, like, can I see what are the policies? I don't know if they allow it, but you can try to
Yeah.
to see what it looks like. Because again, at the end of the day, you can refuse and just move on. So
Mhm.
I would just say, oh yeah, that's the one I want, and then they'll
Mhm.
send it because and then you're able to see what they actually are allowing or not.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very true because how the resorts work, I know it doesn't make sense for us, but it's like you have to wait until the end when you want to sign the contract to have all their policies, all their
requirements, everything, the
and
venues that they'll show you, the
yeah,
pictures of the venues, the pictures of everything,
the decor
venue decor
booklet.
booklet, yeah,
Yeah,
so venue
exactly. So
booklets, all of it.
they it's like they don't want to send you that beforehand. So you really have to insist,
Commit or insist or commit, yeah.
insist in the back and forth that you have, or your wedding planner, if you have one, has with the resort to really try to get that information as quickly as possible, and so you have a clear idea of the requirements of the resort. Because us, I think it was, we were in back and forth for like a month when we were searching the resort that we wanted. And then when we thought that was the one for us, well, when we received the contract and we read that, well,
Your sister's calling.
we just had to start over all over again. But this time it was really stressing because we wanted
Stressful.
to stressful. Thank
Mhm.
you. Because we wanted to send our save the dates as soon as possible to our guests. But this time, because we had all that experience of a month, we knew what we wanted. We were
Yeah, at
clear
that
on
point,
what was our requirements for us, what was our deal breakers, and so we
it was
managed to
fast.
find,
We
yeah,
found it
the
fast.
same
The
day.
same day we found the other one because we
Yeah,
knew what we wanted, and so
exactly.
a lot of it was the amount of guests that we thought we wanted that we had to reduce,
Hmm.
and then the what was I guess
Well,
the amount of
the wedding package
the wedding
too,
package
like
that they
what they
offer.
offered.
So it was easier at that point, but
Mhm.
still, once
Stressful.
we knew that we wanted that one, there was still a lot of back and forth. So I would say trying to like if you want to receive that contract and all, tell them that's the one I want. Send me the contract, and and once you receive it, you don't have to wait a week. Like once you're just starting, just say that they send it over to
Yeah.
you.
Read
You read it with
read it
with
well.
yeah with your spouse. You make sure
Yeah,
it's what you want. Again,
yeah,
that she said read it well because we had to stress
yeah,
just an example, we had to stress over the fact that we thought we needed a lot of guests for our the place on the plane to be booked. We thought it was 40, and then by reading it again, we realized that it was 10, and we obviously had already 10 guests coming. So if we stressed over that for no reason.
yeah.
If we knew it,
Yeah, because sometimes like you're so in your head, you have so many things in your head,
yeah,
you're stressing about this and that. And we read the contract a first time. He read it on his side, I read it on my side, but I think we didn't.
it just went over
Yeah,
our heads. We
we
didn't
didn't
think
see
of
exactly.
that, and also maybe it was maybe at the moment that we had to start looking or sending the invites. Maybe that's when you want to reread
Yeah,
a part of the contract, right? So if you're ready
exactly.
to start buying decor, then go read the contract again on
Mhm.
that section on the course, so you know at least what they allow and what they don't, so you don't have to wait or stress or whatever. So that's why, yeah, you should try to get it earlier if you
Yeah,
can.
what I would suggest is that um, you read it, you read the contract, your spouse, well, future
Hmm.
husband, spouse, whatever, read it on his side too. And if you have a wedding planner, make her read to the contract. So then you have like three,
Different
three different,
perspective,
yeah, exactly. And you make sure that you
eyes, pair
didn't
of eyes.
lose anything on
Yeah.
the way when you read. So that could be something that you make sure that you understand well the contract before sign.
Yeah, signing
Yeah,
it. Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. So then we
um,
have.
well, then we have when we found the resort that we have now. Like we said, they all have their policies, so there's always good and bad with
Hmm.
each resort. So, for example, for us, for this resort that we chose, the second one, well, we learned that they have extra fees for any vendor that you
Pick that is out of their what they offer, because they offer
exactly,
vendors, not all of them, but they offer three or four different
exactly.
ones. And if you go out of that, well, any vendor essentially that is out of them, what they
Hmm.
offer, you have to pay
Extra.
fees. Um, there's a lot
So
of fees.
yeah, so for example, for us, our vendors, for our wedding, we chose to have a photograph, a videograph, hair and makeup artist,
Photographer, they work.
and yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
Well, we have um,
And
uh,
MC, yeah.
yeah, an MC
Hmm.
and DJ,
Yeah.
MC DJ, and our pastor that is going to
Officiate the wedding.
officiate the wedding, and I think that's
Yeah.
it, right? So six. We have six. Um,
I'm gonna count the pastor as a vendor,
no,
but
I know, but
because of
that's
them, we
what
have to. Yeah, it's still
exactly.
dumb.
That's what I wanted to clarify because for us, our pastor is a guest. So, but for them, they really have a whole list of all, well, every
Different kind of
kind of
vendors.
vendors.
Yeah,
Okay, so we named six, but they have a whole list. So
yeah,
it goes from catering,
everything,
decor,
everything, everything.
musicians, really everything, and they have a different fee for each depending on, I guess, the importance of the vendor.
Yeah, just
Because just to give you an example, the four first, the photograph, videograph, makeup, and hair are are the ones that cost us more. Well, they have
hmm,
the highest fee
yeah.
for those four, and then because of the MC, that's another way that maybe you can comment on dit contourner. Genre,
Go around,
yeah,
um,
try to
go around.
go around.
Hmm.
For their policy, is maybe when the vendor that you're having is maybe a guest in your
Yeah,
list.
if he's a guest, then that's fine. So that's no
Exactly.
problem because he's counting in, he's coming to the wedding, he's in the package. But if he's not, then that's where it's kind of hard. But so we yeah, so
For us, those four vendors, uh, they were asking 1,000 US
yeah, US
for each.
for each. So
So even if let's say the photograph and videograph is the same company, because there are a different person, they charge 1,000 per person.
mhm.
So
So
and the only way that you can go around that uh,
go around that.
policy fee.
Hmm.
Um, for those four, well, with our resort, they say if they stay at the hotel for three
3 days,
nights,
yeah, 3 nights.
three
Mhm.
nights, 4 days.
Yeah, so trying to be aware of what, not try, be aware of what the contract is and find solutions that can accommodate you and what you're trying to do, so you don't have to spend too much on things
Mhm.
that are ridiculous. But again, that's what they want to do, and if you don't, um, if you say nothing, they'll take advantage of that. So it is what it
Mhm.
is. So just make sure that you do your best, that you read the contract well, that you understand what they ask, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. And I think another thing about their policies. If we're talking about vendors and everything, one thing that we learned um, is that, for example, for everything that's uh, decoration, you can't um, you can't put it in the garbage
Yeah,
of the hotel.
because if you want them to dispose of them, they will charge you for it.
Charge
So
you.
they'll charge you for everything. Every resort
Yeah,
is different, but the one that
exactly.
we're going to is charging you for everything. So that way, that discourage you from having and DIY your own things, bringing them,
Exactly.
and then just throwing them once you're done with them. They will not allow it, or if they do, but you have to pay for it. So you have to maybe take what they offer. So just to
Mhm.
you have to see what is worth it, right? Is it worth paying and then paying for them to get rid of it, or paying for their own what they offer at the resorts?
Mhm.
So it just
Yeah, it's real.
como
It's
pasa
really
todo.
a business, So they are really trying to have their cut,
Mm-hmm.
whatever they can. So yeah, so it's really like you said, to see what's better for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I save money, or
Yeah.
so yeah.
Venues. Um.
The,
Also,
uh,
well, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say for the venues, so something, and I think we talked about that a little bit earlier, but for the venues, just you have to know that depending on the resort, they have different kind of venues for the ceremony, cocktail, and reception, but they have also hours to,
Respect, or we have to respect, yes,
yeah.
the hours that timeline.
Exactly. For example, for the ceremony, and we saw that, I think, also for the other resorts. So maybe it's all the resorts, but the ceremony is always like an hour. The cocktail is
Hmm.
an hour, and then you have the reception for 3 hours. Like that's the minimum package
Yeah, and if
um,
you want more hours, you have to pay.
for the
But
reception.
there's our resort, they offer, I think, 2 more hours. I believe at 11. I think we said it earlier, but at 11, then they tell you you have to wrap it up because you can't make noise like that. It's a resort; people are trying to sleep, so
Exactly.
you have to be aware of that. Because if normal wedding, you'll be there until 2, 3 in the morning.
Mhm.
Um, but again, it's not the same, right? It's a destination wedding. You want to make sure you utilize, or just make sure you have the sun as much as you can. Use the sun, because if it's outside, and if the reception is outside as well, then you have to make sure that it has to start at a right amount the right time, because if it's too late, then there's not a lot of lights. You might have to
For
pay
the
for
function,
lights, because
yeah.
one thing that they showed us in the booklet is that you have to pay for, if you want extra lights that is not already there, which is maybe not a lot, then you have to pay again. They will
Charge you for
charge you for
everything.
everything.
Keep that
So
in
keep that
mind.
in mind. So that's where you like, okay, we what is it worth it having one more hour? Then you have to pay for the lights for one more hour if you want lights. All of that have to be calculated. So make sure you understand what they offer, and see if they have a we talked about it already, but a ballroom. Because if they do,
Mhm.
then you're able to stay longer, but you have to
Mhm.
pay for everything, for the DJ longer, uh, uh, the waitress, the waiter
Mhm.
longer. Everything will be, you have to pay for it. So a lot of fees.
And another thing is that you will have a coordinator with your resort, but usually they will like start speaking to you and like start managing everything like 6 months prior to the wedding date. So yeah, just know that you
Hmm.
have that help, but they have also the rules for them. And it takes they won't try to contact you before that. So just so you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. Also, one policy that's important is the food. Depending on what you have, if they have a uh, uh, what is it,
A buffet.
a buffet, or if they offer a la carte
Yeah.
type of menu, then regardless of what it is, you will have to get in touch, obviously, with the coordinator. If you don't, ours said that 45 days prior, if you don't contact them and arrange that with them, they will choose whatever, right? Obviously, nobody will let that happen, but you just have to be aware of the time that they gave you. They give
Yeah.
you before they just choose whatever they want, right? So just
Yeah.
be aware of that.
And that also goes for the guest list. You have, well, for us, it's 45 days before the wedding day. They will ask you
List.
your final guest list. So be aware of that too. And I was gonna say, and yeah, and for, like you said, for everything that's food, um, usually you have the choice for buffet or a menu, a la carte menu, and sometimes you can have your reception in a restaurant, but just know that it won't be like a full private reception because they have to operate during those times for,
Or they can close it and you have to pay. So it depends
yeah.
on what they offer. So if you want to pay for that in the restaurant, then you can. But if not, if you don't want to spend too much money, then you
Mhm.
know, I should just have one of the take one of what they offer, one of the
Mhm.
venues or the reception that places that they offer,
Yeah,
and yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah, I think that's it for this
Yeah,
video. So
perfect.
we'll see
So
you guys in the next one. And
yes,
again, leave your comments if you have questions that we
yes.
didn't answer yet. And yeah, anything else, let us know.
Share, like,
And
comment, give
subscribe.
us a thumbs up, subscribe, and
See you
we will be
guys
back soon
soon. Soon. Yeah, that.
with another topic. And hopefully this helps you. And if we forgot some things, like you said, if you have questions,
Hmm.
just leave it in the comments below, and we will gladly answer your questions.
Yeah.
So
See you in the next one, guys.
bye.
Bye.